What's going on? What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below, as usual. This video is entitled The Bush, Obama, Trump Sandwich. The optics of it. You know, I could have titled it, Bush is making brothers look good, but I'm not going to do that. Not Bush, but Trump. First and foremost, I don't think Obama did anything for the black community, especially black men. But the optics of it. When Bush was the president, by the time he left, it was like he was the worst president in history. Then Obama got in office, and they thought the world was changing, a changing of the guards. And then some people became overly racist. They were already racist, that's why I said overly. But as backlash for that. And then Trump gets in office, right? And so far, both of them make Obama look great, just by optics. And not only do they make him look great, since a lot of attacks on him was basically attacks on the black community, he's making black men look great, partially in the black community. Tell you why I say that. Trump is trolling everything living, but he got elected trolling, so that's what it is. But he hasn't really accomplished anything. He's extended some things that Obama did, but he hasn't really accomplished anything, the things that he set out to do. And instead of focusing on those things, he's, it's drama over here, it's drama over here, it's drama over here, it's drama over here. Now, mind you, Obama did accomplish some things. And some of the things he accomplished fixed George Bush's messes. Now, we can go all the way back to when President George W. Bush went to war with Iraq, and Obama was one of the senators that was like, this is not a good idea, which was part of his platform in the beginning for running. Like, he was the only one of the few people who stood up against it, right? So, not only, does he inherit two wars, because we didn't get out of either one of them, which we still in, which he didn't get us out of those, so, by the way, I don't think I didn't see that. But while the country was, remember 9/11, and they blamed it on Osama bin Laden, guess who got Osama bin Laden? President Obama, right? Even though people don't say it's something else, well, guess who's going to take credit for it if you feel like it was a conspiracy? Obama. Now, Bush inherited an economically sound country, ran it into the ground in 8 years. Obama inherited a wreck and tried to right the ship. We'll say this, when Bush first got in office, he gave them tax cuts. People was getting them checks, they wasn't tripping in. I'm just saying. I will say he did do that. Under his administration, you had Enron, basically AIG going from a surplus to a deficit to a recession. So he basically had a country doing good up here, and then he just, and the terrorist attack, mind you. But everybody rolled with him until it was time for Obama to come in office, and it was crickets. Like, people were just like, man, just go, right? But after that was done, Obama got in office, tried to right the ship. People got mad at him because he didn't do things he said he was going to do, and he blamed it. Look, man, this economy is bad. It was worse than I thought. But people didn't want to hear it after a while because they was like, look, you can blame Bush all you want, and so what? That it was his fault, but you got to fix it. So he began to try to right the ship and save the car industry, kind of balance the budget, then uh, pass universal health care. You know, actually was the person who deported the most illegals, if people want to be honest about that, and at the same time did the Dream Act. I don't know how you're going to take that one, but he was the one who initiated the cutting of Section 8 funding, or trimming it down, trying to got the economy, I think, back to A plus credit, if I'm not mistaken, because it wasn't there. So and Osama, right? Those are his positives. Now we get to Bush. I'm gonna put up a wall. We're gonna win. I'm gonna fix the economy. Blah blah blah. And I'm just saying, we're gonna repeal and replace Obamacare. I'm just saying, you know, it looks like, man, you had, when Obama was in office, people thought he was soft, and I thought he was soft when he had a Democratic House and Senate, and he always wanted to work with Republicans, and he had 8 years of obstruction. And now the flip side of that is, I think both Bush and Trump, if I'm not mistaken, have had the House and Senate with and did a bad job with it. Republican houses and Senates, so they had the majority. What I mean, and what they trying to accomplish, either they didn't accomplish it or it was just terrible. So a lot of this is in optics a real good look for Obama and black men, because and I said this before, the Republican Party has become the face of white America, mainstream America, the heartland, however you want to call it. And they've also become, in some ways, conservative social justice warriors, which made them incompetent. They can't balance the budget. We say they're all in the family values, but, they're destroying jobs and so destroying families making a living because of their destructive economic situation or packages. And I mean, ultimately, it's like everything they're touching is failing. So in a worldwide, global sense, they're looking at white people and white men in general as very incompetent. Like, you've been riding the backs of your forefathers, quote unquote, greatness in it, and you got entitled, you got weak, you got soft, you got dumb. That's how it looks. And in the middle is like, okay, you got a black guy in the middle of those things that deal with all your nonsense, all your racism, and he was able to right the ship. Now everybody else has been on the same side with white people as when it comes to disrespecting, oppressing, and using black people as their springboard to success. But now it's like people are kind of backing out, free fall. First Hispanics are seeing it with Puerto Rico right now. The Mexicans were seeing it first. People, Chinese, the Russians, and Russians really are white, but technically Asian, depending on which part. All these other groups is Native Americans, and everybody's like, they can't really be on a team as much as well as they were, say, in the past, because now it looks like the team's not winning. The opioid crisis that people are ignoring, which is going to be another doozy, for mainstream America and the heartland and people like that. And You can't, and you're not going to be able to. What about Chicago and black on black crime? That issue. So it's and like I said before, you got Obama smack dab in the middle of it, and people are going to be like, we put our faith in hopes in these types of people, and this is what they keep bringing us back nothing, but we keep giving them the benefit of the doubt, and I think that's the biggest part about this sandwich that I'm talking about is I think the era of giving white America or white people globally the benefit of the doubt has definitely come to an end because people are not deifying whiteness anymore, and they're looking at people not only just as people, regular people that you don't deify, but people that are incompetent. And I think because things are crumbling so fast and around the country politically, economically, that the social capital is pretty much erased. And so, and if this keeps going, with the, if this Russia investigation, all of his cabinet members, the high turnover rate of these guys just hired and fired and hired and quit and hired and don't know what they're doing. And, it's the same, you're doing a good job, Brownie, that type of situation. They can strategize and know how to get in office, but they don't know what they're doing when they're in the office. So it's a heck of a sandwich. That's all I'm saying. It's a heck of a sandwich.